All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to Believers Unlimited broadcast, where we deliver you the word of God to pull off the limits, belief systems, and everything that's holding you back from the fullness of God's blessing. And today we have a great topic. Tyrone, you want to introduce today's topic?
Oh man, one of my favorites. It is actually going to be the title of my second book, Soul Tie. Tonight we're going to talk about the soul tie, the tie that binds. All right, so we definitely go really scratch the surface, but this gonna be some thick, lean cut beef that we go get into. So it will be some left over. So we'll definitely talk about the elephant in the room, soul tie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And you want to give a shameless plug real quick for your book that's out now that they can order. If you haven't done so already, you're going to want to do that. Some things in there you need.
Yes. Definitely going to sound like a broken record, you all. Tonight, we're going to talk about the anatomy of the soul tie first. But my first official book, praise God for it, is called Red Flags. They are warning signs, all right? For the pre-orders, I'll be personally sending those out because I'm autographing the pre-orders. If you have not gotten your pre-order yet, get with me, message me. I have specific outlets that I'm using for you to send the funding to. I'm going to need your shipping address, and I'm definitely going to get you your tracking. And I'm definitely going to get you your shipping info as soon as it becomes available. Fret not. Don't wait, though. Fret not. You still have time, all right? So let's get those pre-orders in. And it's called Red Flags. Those are warning signs when dating, courting, and possibly marriage when people ignore them. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're talking about the anatomy of soul ties. And you guys, I think this is also, that's why I wanted Tyrone to talk about his book. It's a good time for you guys to really plug into this. We're only going to be with you guys for about 30 minutes today. And then we're going to come back and tackle this on Thursday. There were some questions that were asked to us, ASKED to us, not asked like black people say, but they were asked to us. So yeah. So we want to make sure that we address them, and it all has to do with those soul ties that we talk about, or it leads into that. So Tyrone, what is the anatomy of a soul tie? How are these things made up? What makes a soul tie?
Okay, well, first and foremost, let me get my note. My screen fell out on me. Give me about 10 seconds. All righty, so here we go. All right.
Thank you, Roland. We're official, man. We're trying to look professional now.
I know, right?
Go ahead.
A soul tie is a connection with someone deeply embedded into your soul. Your soul, of course, is your emotions, your feelings, your heart, the way you feel, and everything else, right? About somebody. And
yes.
It is often thought it happened like there are many ways you can form a soul tie, but a surefire way to form an ungodly soul tie, because there are good soul ties and there are bad soul ties. The ungodly soul tie is formed through fornication, which means sex before marriage. The Bible says, and I'm going to give you a few verses on soul tie to tie into that. This is the one that I'm speaking on when it comes to sex. Hear me good. What? Remember, this King James, 1 Corinthians 6:16. 1 Corinthians 6:16. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot, a harlot is the proper term for the word whore. Okay? Listen, is one body, for two said, he shall be one flesh. When you fornicate with someone, it's not just the act of sexual intercourse. It is a spiritual connection. For you who believe in energy, is an energy transference. Okay? When you have that ungodly soul tie with somebody, when you become one flesh, you are married in the spirit. And this is why a lot of people right now are still single. A lot of people right now are battling and struggling with emotions. They are emotionally damaged. They're in emotional rehab right now. And they're wrestling back and forth on how they feel about a person. Is this normal? Is this common? It is not normal. It is not common. When you have an ungodly soul tie with somebody, those things are very damaging. Very damaging. So that's just the intro to that. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I'm glad you said that. And I was looking for it so I can. Okay, wait, really quickly. You said 1 Corinthians 6:16, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, make sure I drop that in the comments. But yes, I also wanted to make sure that we address this one. When you said it, it made me think about it. So I wanted to find a link that I can lead people to. Mm-hmm. Now, the Bible already told you that when two people come together, they become one flesh. Just now, 2018, there was a study that was done that showed that when a male enters a woman, a portion of his DNA is left within that woman. So it was just a great phenomenon to them, right? Like, wow, men are leaving parts of their DNA inside of a woman's body. This is the latest scientific discovery. Except it was reported over 2,000 years ago to you in your manufacturer's statement of origin, in your user's manual called the Bible.
Basic instruction before leaving Earth. Yes.
Come on, man. And it was already reported to you that God isn't lying. We're just discovering his truth.
Right. And before we go even further, I want to break this down to you all. There are 4 kinds of soul ties. All right, there are 4. Okay. 1, marriage. 2, business. 3, sex. 4, friendship. I'm going to tell you something about a soul tie too. You can develop a soul tie with a person, a place, or a thing. You don't believe me? People who are hoarders, they have soul ties with things. They'll hold on to it. It lost its purpose. It's old. I'm going to cut some people deep. It's old. People don't like hearing these conversations. They don't, but it's to free you.
Somebody said a portion. They want to know how long does that portion last in your body. I'm going to send you guys a link so you can look up the studies yourself.
That's a good one there, Miss Faith. But we're going to tap into that. But yes, you can. Hear me good. You can form a soul tie with a possession because it will become a relic. It will become a relic to you, and it's a point of contact. Some people are still soul tied to people because of things that they bought them. Perfect example. If my person who I have a soul tied to bought me my flat screen TV and I still have the TV with this remote control. If I really want to be free from her in the spirit all the way, I have to get rid of this TV and this remote control. You don't want no points of contact. Well, Tyrone, that's too much. Where are you going to stay soul tied? Because anytime you look at this remote control, it is a significant remembrance of that person. Feedback, Jay, hit the mute.
I got it.
Yeah. Anytime, I know you're over the experiment. It's all good. Anytime.
No, yeah, I'm trying to get those comments so I can see who's asking. Okay, so that was fake. Thank you.
And so anytime somebody touches this remote control, you're going to go into overdrive. It's because who gave it to you? That spirit is still linked to you in the spirit realm. Had this not been a gift from them, okay, you would have took significance into the TV because you paid for it, but not the way when somebody else who you cared for, let alone broke your heart, you're holding on to the person, not holding on to the possession. If you really want to be free, which we're going to talk about later on, I'm going to let you know about that. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you're right. And I was going to say it becomes a totem. You know, you have something that symbolizes that person. So remember, our minds remembers, we form memories through pictures and symbols and signs. So that person or the symbology of their relationship with that person is tied into that object because it triggers your memory. Yep. So this thing that you're holding on to becomes a trigger for you. It's just like when you hear a certain song, a song that's hitting into you. If you want to get scientific, I'm going to throw it at you. It's hitting into the alpha portion of your brain memories. That's that same thing that programs your subconscious. That's why television, they go after the alpha. Music, they go after the alpha because they want to program you subconsciously. So subconsciously, what you're doing, whatever that totem may be, it could just be a small item. You're remembering that person through that totem. And that's why you can't get that person out of your mind, because you kept having these subconscious thoughts throughout the day of them through the things that they handed you, through the things that they gave you. Oh, we used to eat here together. We used to listen to this song together. So now these triggers are just popping off, firing off, and you wonder why you can't get that person off your mind.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you right now, Miss Faith, to answer your question really quick. A portion, DNA, soul ties, is spiritual. You can stay soul tied to somebody until you leave this earth if you don't want to be freed from it. There are ways, and we're going to talk about that too. If we don't get to the way, because this is a lot to cover, I promise you, we definitely will get to that. It's a lot, and it is detrimental. And people don't like these type of conversations because some folks don't want to be free from certain folks. They just don't want to be free from that. They still have hope there, and the soul tie causes you to act out of character. Now, let me give you a few signs on the know that you have an unhealthy soul tie. Number one, you are in a physically and or emotionally and or spiritually abusive relationship, but you feel so attracted to them that you refuse to cut off the connection and set boundaries with them. That's a surefire way to know you got an ungodly soul tie, because it is abusive. And you will not set boundaries no matter what this person do to you, no matter what this person say to you. You will not set boundaries with them, and you won't stand up for yourself, because that thing taps
Mm.
into one, your spirit, two, is tapping into your psyche. It is breaking the normal flow of things. The ungodly soul tie is just a system. It is a system that you abide by and you live by it. And so that's a surefire sign to know. Number two, you have left a relationship maybe long ago, but you think about the other person obsessively. Obsessively. You can't get them out of your mind. An example on what Brother Jay said, you listen to songs that remind you of them, and it is causing self-inflicted damage because you
Hmm.
cannot get past the fact that y'all not together no more. That song makes you, it reminds you and it takes you back, and this is the enemy. It is playing on you to make you remember. It is a spirit of torment and torture on when y'all first got together. Number three, I'm only gonna give you seven, and we're gonna talk about that. Okay, time permit, we're gonna talk about that. I'll give you number three.
Yeah.
Number three, whenever you do anything, make a decision, have a conversation with someone, etc., you feel like this person is with you or watching you. A lot of people do that. This stops you from moving on to somebody new because that hope is still there. So you won't even
Hmm.
open up to this person who you know could be better for you, who you know your future will be brighter with them, because you still holding on to hope, which means you keeping that door open. This is real life stuff. Number
Very
four.
much. Very much.
Number four. Number four is very, I think number four should have been number one. Number four, sign that you have an ungodly soul tie. When you have sex with someone, hopefully your husband or your wife, you can hardly keep yourself from visualizing the person that you got a soul tie with. Give
Come
you a
on.
quick example. You moved on, found somebody new. This could be years later. You're having sex with this individual. You could be married. Marriages are going through this. You could be married and you're still having sexual fantasies about who you was with. You can't even enjoy your spouse because you're soul tied. You keep visualizing yourself having, you in the act of making love, having sex, intercourse, whatever you call it, knowing your spouse, and you're thinking about the person who you were soul tied with. And you don't try to think about them. That spirit is pulling on your soul, on your emotions.
Hmm.
Number five, you take on the negative traits of the person that your soul is tied to, and you carry their offenses, whether or not you actually agree with them. You start acting like them. You start talking like them. You start performing like them. All of a sudden,
Mm.
you're more nastier now. You never been perverted. All of a sudden, you're mean now. All of a sudden, you're lying now. Anytime you have sex with someone, you fornicate with someone, the spirits that they struggle with, you give those spirits permission to enter
They
your
still
life.
in you.
They're in
Yes.
you. So now you start taking on their traits. All of a sudden, I'm gonna tell you, stuff is
You
dangerous.
like, ha, come on. Go
Open
ahead.
the
No, go
door.
ahead. Yes,
All of a
sir. Go
sudden, you know,
ahead.
open the door.
Go ahead. I
All of
do.
a
Go
sudden,
ahead.
all of a sudden, you done got married later on. Now you can't please
Mm-hmm.
your spouse because you still tied to nasty Johnny in the spirit. Your person just
Mm-hmm.
want to have regular sex life, and you're never satisfied because now you're struggling with lust. And then let's say
Right,
we're gonna
right.
be we gonna be real tonight. Let's say if you and that person was engaging in the threesomes. Now y'all practicing homosexuality. Now all of a sudden you're attracted to the same sex. Now all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
you're losing money. Your business slows down.
Very.
Now all of a sudden you
Yes.
you you have a horrible relationship with powerful people, business connections, your church, your children,
Mm.
your friends, and your family, because those spirits, they are now in you, and they have
Come
permission
on.
to bother you. Go ahead and interject what you're gonna say before I go further. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. That's good. That's good. I'm
Okay.
I'm just co-signing. I'm co-signing.
Number six. I got one more after six. Number six. Hear me
Mm-hmm.
good. Number six should have been right behind number two, if not number one. This is detrimental. Listen to me. Number six. Jay, I know you. Watch this. You defend your right. You defend
Mm.
your right to stay in a
Mm.
relationship with the person that your soul is tied to, even though it is negatively affecting or even destroying the important relationships in your life, etc.
Yes.
Example: husband, wife, children, business, family, friends. You go defend this narcissist because it always comes in through narcissism. This narcissist,
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole lie of itself. I got something thick on that too. But you defend on why. Well, maybe this man just drug you. You know it was coming. Drug you across your kitchen floor by your wig, and you still defend the fact he's a good man. This woman cheating on you from Alaska to Nebraska, and you defend the right on why you should stay with this person, and it is destroying important relationships in your life. Number seven. This blew my mind, and this is spiritual.
Blue is mine.
I'm black.
I know.
Thank you, coach. Success coach. Thank you. This blew my mind. This blew my mind. You have simultaneous experiences and or moods as the person your soul is tied to. This can even include sickness, accidents, addictions, etc. Anytime this person is sick, you'll get sick. This person struggle with an addiction, you will start struggling with an addiction. This person get in an accident, you'll mess around and get in an accident. Those demons have permission to deal with you now.
You stepped in this court.
You stepped in their court, and you cannot get mad because you're in their arena and you're not trained for that. This is why you have to be careful with who you give your body to. I know it may be rough in this world of temptation right now, but you got to take a stand. James 4:7 says, submit yourself therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee. He will not leave you alone. Right. He'll flee, but he's coming back. But as you submit, your power comes from the Lord. I struggled with that thing for a long time. I still get tempted because I'm single. And it's warfare because it's coming at you left and right. I'm a single man. I look good. I finally say I look good. I just start liking how I look.
And humble too.
And I'm
very
humble, so humble. All me, not you. I'm so humble. I can't help these handsome looks God bless me with.
With the pretty white teeth. Look at them pretty white teeth.
The nice white teeth, the dimples, If y'all didn't catch that, he's actually taking shots at me because I'm being arrogant right now. I hope y'all caught that. We joke with each other like that. But seriously, though, you have to understand that when the warfare does come. Now, hear me good.
Yes,
and it says it's at the bottom of my notes. 1 Corinthians 6:15. Do you not know that the one who joins himself to a prostitute is one body with her? For he says the two, and it's capitalized. The two shall become one flesh. When you have sex with somebody, your spirits intertwine with them.
I just threw you the studies.
He just told you the studies.
It's all in your DNA now.
Yes. And check this out. For those who say soul ties are not in the Bible, 1 Samuel 18:1 speaks on the first official soul tie. It was between David and Jonathan. Check this out. I'll give you a paraphrase before I read it. Jonathan knew David was next to be in line for king. He knew that. Jonathan was Saul's son. He knew that. So he protected David. They made a pact. You think rappers just started this on, if I die, you take care of my kids and I'll take care of yours? No, this happened in the Bible. They made that vow. They make that pact. Check this out. 1 Samuel 18, chapter 18 and verse 1. And it came to pass when he made an end of speaking unto Saul that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. He loved him as his own soul. Now, these are unhealthy, ungodly soul ties, but good soul ties you will have with, and hear me good, some family soul ties can be bad. They can be bad.
Yeah.
But the idea God wanted for family soul ties are good soul ties. Your wife, your children. Hear me good before I go further past it to Jay. As long as you stay soul tied, the longer you'll find your soul mate. The longer you hold on what needs to go, the longer you hold on what needs to come.
That's right.
And he's right. It's going to take you. You have to be free. Now, I'll let Jay speak and I'll tell you how the most surefire way to get rid of a soul tie. Go ahead, brother.
Right. And I'm glad see today again was the anatomy of it. So we had to give you the base and we might just have to go in and break it down depending on your understanding and ability to apply this to your life to help break those soul ties. But Ty, can you read number 3 for me real quick? I just want to touch on that.
Number 3 was, yes, sir. Number 3 was whenever you do anything, make a decision, have a conversation with someone, etc., you feel like this person is with you or even watching you.
And again, so a lot of times when you have that tie, see that's I love what you said about that can be holding up what you have or what God has in store for you. See, God can't give you what's meant for you when you're holding on to what's not right for you.
You can't put nothing in a closed hand.
No, because you're not going to be ready to let that thing go. When you have to receive with open arms. He can't give you stuff when you got your arms crossed, and you got your arms crossed or entangled around the wrong person, around the wrong character. And you keep saying, oh, I want what God has for me. I want what God has for me. But you keep dealing with somebody that's not right for you. And like we say, hey, get ye behind me, Satan. But then we back that thing up. When you tell Satan to get behind you, you can't back that thing up on him.
You can't twerk on him.
Come on. And then you wondering why. Yeah, you tune it up and you wondering why you can't get rid of it. See, the thing is, like we were talking about, I think we was talking about in number 7. Look, when you play in the devil's court, there is no referee.
No rules.
There's nobody there to call foul. So he's going to play dirty. So you got to stay out of the court of the enemy. You have to stay in courtship with the Lord. Amen. You see, because then he can lead you and then he can give you who's meant for you. See, what sometimes we don't want the Lord's guidance on things, on a matter. We want God to bless our decision. We want God to bless us in our indecisiveness. So you have to be really clear about this thing and really make a decision. That's why the first part he said was, hey, make a decision. You have to be really clear about what you want and what you don't want in your life, especially when you're approaching the Father. Remember, God said, I either want you hot or cold. If you are lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. We make the mistake of translating spew to mean spit. That's not what it means. That's not what God is saying. Spew is projectile vomit.
Projectile vomit.
So when you are indecisive, that's right. God said, let your soul be, come on now. Help me on the spirit. Oh yeah, that's right. Let your mind be single. Single and focused. He said a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So remember, when you're in all of them, every relationship you are in, especially the one with him. So when you are making a decision about who you want in your life, you have to be clear. God ain't gonna send you Mr. Right when you're still fooling around with Mr. Wrong.
I love my Mr. Wrong.
I love him. Yeah, it's something about him. You know,
no.
And what you love about them might be the wrong thing. Come on now.
Keep stepping on them toes. I
gotta step on the toes a little bit. They ain't there yet. I gotta step on them a little bit. But what you keep liking about that person might be the wrong thing. So God is not going to bless what's happening in your bedroom. That's not the intimate portions of your life you want to bless. God is a mind, body, soul, but your body is in the way of what he's got in store for your mind.
Woo! Back row, you hear that? Do you hear that, back row? You preaching, catch up.
Yes, please. She said, I'm tired. Yeah, listen to me. Listen to me. When you want God to bless you, see, a lot of women, let me back it up a little bit. A lot of women pray for a man of God in their life. But before God can send you your Ephesians 5, which we broke down and talked about in previous episodes, you first have to be what? A Proverbs 31.
31:10 woman. Yes.
Come on. So you have to condition yourself. If you're not there yet, you need to get there. You have to condition yourself to be a Proverbs 31 and be clear about who you're going to serve. Your first relationship, like I always say, I'm my wife's side piece. Her relationship has to be the side guy. So once you get your first relationship right with God, then he can install that second, because now he know you're not going to cheat on him. Wait a minute. What? How you cheating on the Lord? When you make that man your idol.
It's easy. It's real easy.
Come on, go ahead, Tyrone. You hot.
It's real easy for you to cheat on the Lord. It's called ego. Edging God out. Yeah, edging God
Come on.
out. You so caught up in the spouse that God gave you. You so caught up in the boyfriend, caught up in the girlfriend, and God like, y'all close the door on me. I ain't invited in the party. Cool, don't worry about it. I'll wait. Because where there is no God, there is no peace. God is peace.
That's right.
And then you're wondering why you trying to see most women these days who claim they wanted Ephesians 5 man, they ignoring him. They left him on read in their inbox. They left him on read in their DM. They don't want an Ephesians 5 man. They want to turn Tommy the drug dealer into the Ephesians 5 man. I wanted Ephesians 5 man. I want him to be the way I want. Yeah, you're right. It ain't gonna work. I want God to turn this man into who I want versus to who God created him to be and who I need. They want what they want. Men, you want to turn the stripper into the Proverbs 31 woman. She ain't leaving the pole. You want her to stay on yours? I mean, this real life stuff. She ain't gonna be faithful to you. And she
Come
ain't
on.
ready. And some people, you have to be comfortable. People don't like this conversation. This be the part of ministry people don't be wanting to hear. They want to hear, oh, the Lord go see your husband and the wife. They don't want to hear the prophecy when the Lord tell you stop messing with that woman's husband and stop messing with that man's wife. This all ties into soul
Right.
ties. You soul
That's
ties.
right.
Some people out there soul ties to other people's spouses. It's a whole
Remember, what did Jesus tell a woman at the well? Come on.
this ain't the only husband you got. Matter of fact, bring all of them over here. What you mean? I only got those. And the man who you got, what he say? You got 5 husbands or 8 husbands, whatever. And he said the one you with right now ain't your husband. She was soul tied. That's what he meant, y'all. She was soul tied. You're married in the spirit. These things are no joke. This is why some people, don't read your comments in a second. This is why some people are still single. You wondering why? God, where's my wife? Where's my husband? God say in the spirit, you married already. I can't give you 2 spouses. You already married.
Come on.
And there is a way out. There is a way out. Y'all want to hear the surefire way to get out of a soul tie? Come back Thursday. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. That's right. Thursday. Come back on Thursday. But
for the sake of brevity, of brevity, we just can't get into it tonight. We just need you guys to understand the overarching thing in the anatomy so we can come back in and dig down to find this body parts. So if you think of any questions that you have along the way this week, drop them in the comments and we'll be sure to address them on Thursday. Okay, go ahead. How do I get a spiritual divorce? Nice. Okay, so Thursday. Check this out. Thursday. Faith. Thursday. Let me pop a question. How do I get a spiritual divorce? We're going to address that Thursday. Because I'm going to tell you right now, our lead-in question, the first question we got asked about this is going to help a lot of you women out there. Rosa and men too. Let me not just stop that.
And men too, yeah. Okay, Rosa said something good. She said, I think we should respect ourselves and demand that the other person respect us. Okay, that sounds good, Rosa. Yes, you're right.
Them healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries.
Let me help you out, Ms. Rosa, to add to that. If you respect yourself, the other person has no choice but to respect you. Either they get right or they go get left. A lot of people, and I'm not coming for you. I'm actually aiding to what you're saying. I love what you said because a lot of people can't do that. They don't do that. And so they start settling. You know you respect you. You settle when you allow somebody else to disrespect you. Knowing, this all in my book. Get the red flags. These are red flags. When you want this person so bad, you start to settle just to say, I got somebody. Hear me good. People doing this every day. Some people, the juice does not work to squeeze. Some people, you can let them fall at the wayside. Some people, you have to let the trash take itself out because you know when you're ready to be married, when you know what you don't want. It's not everybody has a want. We all know what we want, but you're ready to be married when you know what you don't want. When those red flags come, with your warning signs, and you stand on your guns, and no matter how bad you want them, you take a stand. Because if you stand for something, you won't fall for anything. You will let them go on about their business because your morals, your self-respect, your honor, and your humility to yourself, knowing your value, you can take that and be somebody else's headache or somebody else's problem. That's when you're ready to be married.
Yes. And let me hit this one thing for the sake of brevity. I will try to be brief with it. For the sake of brevity, I'll try to be brief. But I'll try not to get into it, but I will cover this. Let me say this. Why would a man of God ever say that he is his wife's side piece? Here's why. Because I cannot afford in this relationship to try to be my wife's main course. Woo! Here's the problem that we do. We place our spouse, our loves, our significant others, whatever you want to call it, as the main course on your plate. The problem is you can't live without the main course. And that's why you stay in these relationships. So that main course is your steak. That main course is your chicken. That main course might be your fish. So you need that protein in order to survive.
Yes.
When you put that person in that place, that is God's place.
That's his seat.
God needs to be the main portion on your plate. See, like I said before, I can't be my wife's chili. I gotta be her cornbread that she liked with that chili. I gotta be my rice, my wife's rice that she liked with that chili. Because if the cornbread tripping, she can get rid of the cornbread. Long as she got the chili, which is the Lord, and she can bring some rice. Oh, I got something else, and I can throw my chili on top. It still tastes fine.
There it is.
But the reason you can't leave is because you made that man your main course. So if the steak
Or
leave,
that woman.
now you just left with us, or that woman. If that man or that woman leave, your main spouse, they leave now. All you got is your cornbread and your green peas. You ain't eating them now. They don't taste as well. That's right. So what you should have did. That's why the Bible say, hey, seek ye first the kingdom of God. God is always first. See, then you can add everything else on the side. I don't want to be in a relationship with my wife because she needs me to be here. We need to be together because she wants me to be here.
There it is.
All right. So the other day, hey, look, my wife, my cornbread, went to Mexico for 3 weeks. My chili wasn't tasting the same, but I survived. And when she came back and threw that cornbread came back, oh man, the chili couldn't wait. He was excited to get on top of the cornbread. Throw it in there. Marriage is undefiled between husband and wife. Chili couldn't wait to get on the cornbread. But
yeah, old school.
But that's right.
My turn gonna come soon.
That's right. Your cornbread is coming, Tyrone. We can go pray for God to bring Tyrone the most delicious buttermilk cornbread from scratch.
With the golden layer,
with the gold.
Yeah. Oh man, with the butter, them buttery mother. I ain't gonna say it, but all right, you get it.
Say it, but yeah, right. But the main point of what we're saying is in this, God has to be the glue. God has to be first in your life. God has to be the number one factor to hold these things together. Otherwise, you're not going to have a healthy relationship. And when you're so tied to someone, you better be careful because you may have them sitting in the Lord's seat.
Ooh, woo! I got nothing.
We ran out of time. I got to shut up. Y'all come back Thursday. We'll spend more time with this. And if you're part, now let's be honest with this. Only if you are a part of the Believers Unlimited Facebook group, we will be broadcasting Thursday to that group only. So if you want to hear the rest of this, you want to be able to answer your questions. That's right. So on Thursday, come on in and we'll address the questions that you guys have asked if you are a member of the group. All right. So that was our promise to you.
Right. Another thing. Add your people. Invite them. There are many people who you're connected to right now. They need to know about this stuff. We're giving this away freely for now. Free,
and we charge. Listen, you guys are getting over an hour of our time each week. Okay, so man, just to break that in, $200 an hour is what you're getting for free.
Hear me good.
All right.
The message is important. The message is important. We do care.
Absolutely. I
gotta pay get the kingdom, and I gotta pay this light bill too. Let's just keep it
so
100.
For the value that we're giving you, invite somebody else, share the value with them. If this word that we're giving you is enriching your life, don't sit on it. Share it with a friend. Tell them to invite them to join the Believers Unlimited Facebook group because you're already in here. So invite them.
Don't be stingy. Yes, red flags. Get with me for your pre-order. I'm autographing this. I don't like to say autograph. It makes me sound super important. I'm humble. I'm signing them and I'm sending those bad boys out for the pre-orders. Message me for those who got their pre-orders in already. I thank you. I appreciate you. They should be here next week. Definitely find them things out back to back. Red flags, warning signs in relationships, courting, and even marriage and dating. Okay? Got you back. That's all I got, Jay.
All right, everybody. See you Thursday. You guys be blessed.